Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Generate Gaming. Before we get into this week's episode, we want to take a couple steps back. Last week's episode, we got a couple of comments asking us to introduce ourselves better. So before we get into this week's episode, that's what we wanted to do. My name is Paul. I also go by Jaws Legacy in the gaming world. I'm just your average everyday gamer. I've been playing games for as long as I remember. I've played on every console besides the latest gens. Last year, I made the move back to PC. I bought a pre-built Alienware PC, and I've been slowly upgrading it as I get the money to do it. I play about almost everything, with the exception that action-adventure RPGs and first-person shooters are my two go-to for the most part. So we came up with the idea of Generate Gaming with Rob and Chris and myself. The whole purpose of this was to generate discussion and speculation on consumer level, to provide the means of summarizing consumer voices and ensure large companies understand how their audience thinks. And that is also how we came up with the name. We want to make sure that these are our roots and we stick to them. So we want to build this channel up using your help, get you guys involved, possibly have you guys even come on the show. So please feel free to comment, like, share, and don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified when we generate a new video. Thanks.
Nice. I'm Roma. I have been playing games my entire life. And I have also recently moved to PC last year. Bought myself a nice custom pre-built. I know, shame on me, shame on me. What can you say, right? Yeah, so I am a little bit more plugged into the ecosystem, to the gaming ecosystem. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of shit. But I'm also just an average Joe, an average Roe, if you will, that just plays way too much. I put way too much time into video games, but yeah, I'm not anybody special either.
We've been playing strongly together for the last 5 years. We have a great, what's the word? Connection?
Yeah, it's the love connection.
And we have great chemistry. So I thought I wanted to get into doing this podcast, and I figured who would be the best partner I could have. So I figured with all of his knowledge and all of his listening and reading of game news and all that he would be a huge asset to this as well.
Goddamn right, son.
And then behind the scenes as well, we have another guy that's helping us out too. His name is Chris. Hopefully we'll be able to get him into a video shortly as well.
Yeah, don't be a coward. Just
but
kidding.
Yeah, he's a very big part of what we're trying to do as well. When he is on here next time, we will definitely get him to introduce himself and to give his background as well. But for the time being, let's get into it.
Hang on a second before we get into it. What is your favorite game?
My favorite
of all
game?
time, and why?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. That's like
that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing.
So we'll come back to that question.
It really tells you about a person.
We'll get back to that question in a little bit. For the time being, this is Generate Gaming. Okay, so there's been some huge news this week with like Lucasfilm's gaming being announced.
Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it. Yeah, Lucasfilm, huge announcements. Bethesda coming out with it too. There's been huge debates on what EA is going to be doing with it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, people been seeming to think that EA's losing the exclusivity license like immediately. They almost seem to think that since Ubisoft announced that they were making a Star Wars game, that means
It's gonna be coming out this year.
it's going to be coming out tomorrow. But that
Yeah,
shit ain't coming out till fucking 2023. Let me tell you what, at
at
the
least
earliest,
at
bro.
the earliest. Oh, hands down. Because I mean, EA still has their contract
Till
until
2023. Yeah,
2023.
yeah. At some point in that year.
But at the same time, like it's not like they're losing all their shit. They're just at the end of that contract, they just lose
They're just
the
no longer
exclusivity.
exclusive.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, like they're still gonna be making Battlefront
I mean, we're assuming that they're going to continue making the games that they're like
already
sequels
making.
to the games that they've already made, including Battlefront and Jedi Fallen Order and Squadrons.
Yep.
But even if they don't make Battlefront again, which why wouldn't they? Um, they can easily be making other games. They could, yo. So this is when fucking BioWare can be starting to work on Knights of the Old Republic, whether it's a remaster or if it's KOTOR 3 or whatever.
Yeah. All
You
hands
know,
down, I would
they
love
could
another
totally
Knights of
bring
the
that
Old
shit back.
Republic. Hands
Yeah,
down, I think that was I
and
think that was my favorite Star Wars series.
yeah, I think that would bring a lot of goodwill back to BioWare specifically if they can do that. If they were to do that.
Oh, absolutely. But now with uh, Ubisoft announcing that they're making a Star Wars games, do you think it's going to be like another like Jedi Star Wars game, or do you think with the huge impact that The Mandalorian has made, like a bounty hunting open world game, or do you think that it's all about the lightsabers?
No, see, because it's Ubisoft, you expect an Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah,
You hear Ubisoft open world Star Wars game, you're like, sweet, Assassin's Creed set in the Star Wars universe as a Jedi. That's the most obvious thing. But you got to remember, it's Ubisoft Massive that's making it, and Massive made the Division 1 and 2, and it's the director from uh, Division 2. So I have a feeling that it's either going to be a bounty hunter game, single player, or it might be like your
like a
rebels
division.
hunting storm, like your
Oh
rebels
yeah,
on different planets, or your possibly stormtroopers, or both. You know, maybe like there's probably going to be online where you play as a stormtrooper or a rebel, and it'll be like Battlefront, but just in an open world setting or open area settings. I think it'll be much more like Division 2 than anything else that Ubisoft does, simply because like I said, it's because it's the Division 2 team that's going to be making it.
see that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking it was maybe more like the division, but as a bounty hunter. So like,
Yeah,
and
that'd be pretty
and
dope.
and it'd be really cool too if they made it so that you're able to go to different planets and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Or
like
release like one planet and then have
have
the
expansions of other
DLC
planets.
and
Yeah.
expansions of the different planets or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that'd be wicked because as much as I love Star Wars games as like the Jedi, Force Awakens, and all that,
Oh yeah, Force Awakens is dope.
yeah, it was a dope game. But at the same time, like as much as I would love to have another Star Wars game that's like nice old Republic, like I feel like that could be BioWare's comeback, is make another Knights of the Old Republic 3, and then let Ubisoft do like the whole like bounty hunting aspect of it. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be
Uh,
way smarter, and like because then it's just Jedi after Jedi after Jedi game.
yeah, right. Because KOTOR, you're a Jedi or a Sith, right? And
Yeah, depending on what you do.
you're a
It's
lightsaber wielder regardless, right?
I believe it was the first in sense of you play your character, and depending on your actions, you either go more of the good side, more of the dark side. I believe
Oh, you
that's
don't
what it
choose
was.
right
Like
away. It kind of
you don't choose
plays
right
out
away.
over.
Yeah,
Oh, that's like a Fable or whatever.
yeah. I believe
That's
because I
cool.
remember when I was playing it on the Xbox, that's what it was like. I believe that was Knights of the
Okay.
Old Republic 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I have no idea. I never played.
But yeah,
I
it
have
was
never
it
been
was
into any BioWare game.
but yeah, you made your character and then you went in the world, you started doing missions, and depending on how you did, if you like killed the people or you just helped them, it would
Yeah.
depend on
It would
what you
shape
became.
your.
You shape your character, and if you went on the more so on the dark side, you started to get
You'd
like
start growing
your
your horns.
your face would start getting fucked up and destroyed.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So
But
then,
speaking of Star Wars, though, they just Epic is the free game with Epic this week is Battlefront 2.
yeah,
In case you don't know out there,
and it's the collector's edition or
Celebration
the
Edition, whatever the
celebration
fuck
edition.
that means. I don't. I'm sure it doesn't matter. It seems like it's
I
the
think,
full. It seems like it's the full game, and possibly with like extras. Maybe
yeah, I
that's
think
what
you
it
get,
means.
yeah, I think you just get a bunch of like extra character skins and all that.
Maybe, yeah. Because I think you said yesterday that you got 2 packs, right?
Yeah,
Two
I got
like
2 packs.
loot boxes or whatever.
Once I opened up the game, yeah, I got two
Yeah, I never got
boxes.
those when I opened it, so I'm not sure why, but
Weird.
it doesn't seem like it's across the board. It might even be because I've already played the game on EA Origin before I claimed it through Epic, like last year or whatever.
Yeah,
Because I have EA access. I have EA. What are they fucking? What are they? Oh yeah, EA Play
EA Play
Basic is
now.
what I
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
EA Play Basic. Anyway, all these companies are changing their fucking service names, but it's for the best anyway.
Oh yeah, and then EA Play is also moving to the Xbox Pass as well.
EA Play Basic is on the Xbox Pass. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you also have EA Play. EA Pat. What the fuck is
EA
it
Play.
called, bro?
EA
Oh
Play.
yeah, EA Play Basic, right? Which is just
Yeah,
their backlog, right?
yeah.
Whereas on PC, if you spend significantly more money, you get day and date, just like the Ubisoft Connect, or yeah, now they call Ubisoft Connect. Oh, which used to be
Yeah.
Uplay.
Yep. They're
Actually,
all
no.
changing their names.
Ubisoft Connect is the launcher. Ubisoft
You
Plus is the service on PC.
yeah, because it used to be UPlay.
It used to be Uplay Plus was the service, and
Yep.
Uplay was the launcher. But they just changed both of those names too.
Oh yeah. So then with Bethesda also being announced that they're going to be joining the Lucasfilm game,
Hmm.
and they're making this Indiana Jones
Yeah.
game. That was a huge announcement as well. And I mean, like, it can't do as bad as the Indiana Jones Wii disaster.
Yeah. 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 I was just listening to Game Informer, and they were talking about. I think it was Joe Juba was talking about being at wherever they were that was making it, and like that game was completely different when they were actually making it, and then somehow or for whatever reason it got morphed into the bullshit or whatever you want to call it that it turned into for the Wii. But it wasn't supposed to be a Wii game originally. It was supposed to be like a way better game.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, that would be Indiana Jones by Machine Gun Games. Like, it seems cool when you first say it. It's like, damn, Machine Gun Games is fucking dope, bro. Do I say machine? It's Machine Games is fucking dope, bro. Like Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein New Order
yep.
is fucking awesome
Oh
for a
yeah.
first-person shooter.
Yep.
And
I don't.
Indiana Jones isn't even a shooter, let alone like it would be weird playing that game in first person. I think. I don't.
Do
What
you
do you
think it would be
think?
first person? I thought it would be more like an Uncharted kind of feel. After when I heard it being announced like that, I thought it
Then what's
definitely
the
was going to be like
point? Then what's the point? Why make a game that already
X,
exists? Like
Xbox
Uncharted
exclusive,
exists because of
because Uncharted is also a PlayStation exclusive, is it not?
yeah, but then there's
So
Tomb Raider, which is also a derivative of Indiana Jones. Like these are all the same games. So why make a third person Indiana Jones when you already have two of them?
because it's Indiana Jones. It's a different story. But from what I understand too, is they're making a completely different story. It's not gonna be like based off any of the movies or anything like that. It's gonna be its own standalone
Yeah.
game series. And I thought this is gonna be a way to, because I mean the last Indiana Jones movie was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I never watched it. Never was interested in watching it.
Yeah, the
But
Crystal Skull is absolutely
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
But like, if this is going to be their way to expand the Indiana Jones series, then why not? And if it's going to be an Xbox exclusive game, not even Xbox exclusive, they can put it on the Xbox Pass for free, and then make PlayStation and everyone else pay for it, essentially.
Yeah, which is what I'm assuming they're going to do. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I mean, bringing up the fact that Guerrilla Games used to make Killzone and now they make Horizon Zero Dawn. So they went from a first-person shooter to a third-person action adventure game. So there is, I mean, it's not like it's impossible to do that. It's just, I mean, until I see anything, I'm not really that excited. The only thing
Absolutely.
that I am excited about is Machine Games has great writers and their writing staff, and the way that that second game came out, the new Colossus, I think is, that game is so fucking awesome. And people can shit on it all they want, and they can shit on the fucking end credit song or whatever. I don't care. Like, that game was amazing front to back. And
Oh,
so I am excited about like the writing and where they take the story and everything, even though I
oh
don't
yeah, me
really know
too.
what Indiana Jones is. But a first person whip game, yeah,
That would
okay,
be
I'll take
that
that.
first person whip game. That would be interesting as hell.
Yeah, except for with the whip, you need to be at the precise length of the whip away from the person. If you're too far, you're not going to hit him. If you're too close, it's not going to do anything other than wrap
Oh
around
yeah,
them. So, but yeah,
but
obviously it's
then
a video
but then
game. They
there's
can do whatever
yeah
they want.
there's also video game mechanics that just don't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
And then with Bethesda is also what's the word? There's talk about a Doom meets Animal Crossing.
There's
because
talk
because
about that.
because
Okay.
I do believe that Bethesda, I believe they tweeted out a picture of Doom
Doom
with
Slayer.
one of the Animal Crossing people.
Yeah, the girl,
Yeah,
and
the
they were
girl.
hugging probably.
Yeah,
I'm
and they
assuming.
and I'm
I mean,
pretty
they were
sure that
launched on this. They launched on the same day last year, so
yeah
that's why there was such love between those two games for the entire year, or for that month and a half, or whatever it was last year.
yeah, but I think they're actually making something out of it now too. Like
Interesting.
I think it'd be fucking hilarious to have like the Animal Crossing girl inside Doom, and you have to go rescue her. Like a
It'd be
little
pretty
make
cool.
fun, like a little make fun of Mario and Bowser.
Oh no, yeah, 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 yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Um, they put the Doom Slayer and a couple other skins in in that free to play game with the little beans.
Oh really?
The you know what I'm talking about? Fall Guys. You can play
Oh
as
yeah,
Doom Slayer. There's a Doom Slayer. There's a
skin
couple
in
of
there
Doom
now.
skins in it. Yeah.
Word. And then there's also
Yeah.
Deathloop as well.
Yeah, that's not Bethesda, but yeah. I
I
mean,
thought
It's ZeniMax, but it's not Bethesda Game Studios.
yeah, it is. The publisher is Bethesda Softworks,
Yeah, okay, true, but yeah, right, but okay, yeah, yeah.
and that's supposed to be
Um,
coming out May 21st of this year.
that's a PS4 exclusive. Console PS4 console exclusive. For we don't know
May
how long, but
Yeah, well, it's also coming out for the PS5 as well.
sorry, okay, PlayStation console exclusive. My
Yeah,
bad.
and it's
Yeah.
I believe it's for a year, and then it's gonna be
We don't know how long it is.
yeah.
But that doesn't and it could possibly be on PC. So it chances are it'll be on PS4 and PC for at least 6 months, and then unless we do know, I don't think we know, but it could be 6, it could be 12 months, it could be 3, it could be 9, who the fuck knows? Unless we do know, then I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a year exclusive.
Yeah, that's not really that big of a deal right now.
Yeah, it's under a timed 1 year console exclusive deal.
Oh, they do have. Okay, cool. That's cool that we know.
Yeah,
But
and then
yeah, when they announced their intention to buy ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, they talked about keeping Bethesda as a publisher. So I don't think they're going. And then even though that this was a PlayStation exclusive, like before the acquisition was announced or the intention was announced, and then they also have that other game too, um, Deathloop. Wait, were we just talking about Deathloop?
Yes.
And they also have another game. Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo. That game is
Ghostwire
also
Tokyo.
PlayStation console exclusive for a while too, and which is also a Bethesda published game. But so they're probably going to keep Bethesda as a publisher, as its own brand still, even though it's owned by Microsoft, similar to like how Zoom or I can't make it similar to how like WhatsApp is still WhatsApp. It's not Facebook's WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's just WhatsApp. You know what I mean? It's its own thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bethesda continues to publish the games under their umbrella of studios, and they just happen to be owned by Microsoft, and then Microsoft can pick and choose what games become Xbox exclusives and what games the PlayStation audience gets to pay full price for.
At the same time, though, too, all these games were already in development and being made before
Yeah,
Microsoft bought them. So there might be that
yeah,
that reason why there's only the year exclusivity on some of those games. You know what I mean? Because then
right. Well, I mean,
after like those games have run their course, like then Microsoft gets everything again.
it's totally possible that everything will just stay Microsoft, but it's in Microsoft's best interest to allow them to be on everything. And yeah, like you said, those deals were already made before the intention was made. The intention to buy was made, so that wouldn't have had any effect on it. And as soon as they announced the intent of purchase, they immediately said that all the exclusives that were already announced will remain because they're gonna,
Yeah, they can't
the
just take them
contracts
away.
are
They're
signed and
signed.
everything, so they're not gonna fuck over their competitor. They're not in the business to fuck over Sony. They're in the business to make games with as many people as they want, as they can.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And then
Um,
and then
mhm.
there's also word last month on Twitter, just to kind of backtrack a little bit too, that there was going to be a Battlefront reboot was discussed.
So
So
does
do
that
you
mean like the Battlefront 1 and 2 that EA just released in the last 5 years, 8 years, that's going to get rebooted? Is that what that means?
I'm not 100% sure what it all means. I don't know if
Mhm.
they're like going to like reboot the whole series and make it fresh and, work out all the bugs that they had at the start of the games and kind of make them better, or if they're just going to remake or remaster them.
I mean, a reboot would imply it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
And to me, a reboot would imply that it's a different studio making it. Because they wouldn't get DICE to reboot the game they just fucking made 8 years ago. Or they didn't even release. How long has it been? 5 years? 4 years since something like that? Doesn't really matter. It's around that ballpark.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then,
doubt it's going to be DICE. I doubt it's going to be EA DICE. If it's a reboot, I don't think it'll be DICE.
yeah. But then, like, even after, so I downloaded it, Battlefront 2 yesterday, and I played it. I didn't care for the game. The whole game just
Yeah.
seemed like you were running around, you got some kills here and there, and then you blow up.
Yeah, I mean that's why I had to re-download it yesterday was because I had already uninstalled it from when I had it before. Like I don't like that game at all.
No, I
It
didn't care for
looks
it either.
gorgeous as hell, and I'm sure the story is just as bland as everyone has said it is. But
But the
the
multiplayer just,
multiplayer, which is the only thing I'm interested in, is just I will just go play Battlefield if I want to die all the time.
yeah, either Battlefield or go into the Call of Duty large maps.
Yeah, yeah. It's a completely different feeling though, but yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And
And
then,
speaking since we're on the Ubisoft front, they had to announce a bunch of. Did you hear about all their delays and stuff?
I've heard of
So not
some
only did they
delays.
have to push back Riders Republic to just blanket statement later in the year, every game that was supposed to be scheduled, including like the game that was supposed to be coming out this month, um the Sands of Time remake
Yeah.
remaster, that got pushed. That got pushed. The other game that's supposed to be coming out in March, I should have looked this up before I started talking about it. That also got pushed. So their entire first quarter has been pushed, which their entire half of or first half of last year got pushed into the second half of last year. Like Phoenix Rising was supposed to be like a March game, and there was other games that got pushed. Like they're just all about delaying. But hey,
But at the same time,
delay
like
your game and don't release another Cyberpunk, you know? Like
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I will never be upset about a delay.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure like that's what like got them too. Not only that, but as well with COVID restrictions and all that too. Like going back to
Yeah.
working at home and like changing the whole process probably had a huge thing to do with it too.
Yeah, they have I think Ubisoft has like 12,000 employees worldwide.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy feat to move all 12,000 people into in home. I
Oh
I,
yeah.
I want to say
Well,
they're closer to 15,000, but yeah.
yeah, but it's like just changing. Some people go home. Some people are working at the studios. But like that has
Yeah,
a
depending on
that
what country you're in, right?
yeah. But definitely CD Project Red, like what they did has like I think kind of opened up other studios as okay, we can't put out a shitty game. Like we definitely cannot put out a game with that many bugs. Like they made the bar. They are the low bar at this point now.
Yeah, they made the bar, yeah. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg uh, had interviewed 20 different developers from CDPR, CD Project Red, and they have been letting him know. Like they were saying that the trailer that the original demo that was shown to the public and first behind closed doors to people at E3, to like the big outlets like IGN and GameSpot and everything. They got to see a behind closed doors demo of it, and then it was released to the public like 6 months later. It was like a 45-minute or a 55-minute playthrough, hands off playthrough. So they didn't get to play it. They were watching the one of the developers play it. But there's a thing that's going around today that Jason just tweeted this morning at like 1:06 a.m. Eastern time, and they were saying that like the demo was faked and that everybody was mandated to speak English in the meetings and everything. So there's a whole shitstorm going around with about that. And then recently, like I think of maybe about 4 hours ago, they the head of CDPR responded to some of the shit that Jason had said. Like there, I mean, one of the things that really stuck out with which is about the language thing is like there needs to be a unifying language when having meetings, right? You can't
Yeah.
just they have people from 44 different countries working at CDPR. So you can't necessarily have everybody speaking their own language, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So making English the common language, since there were so many Americans and European people working there, it makes sense to have English. English is already the unifying language of the world for the most part. So that makes sense. And then there was a couple other things that he was saying and kind of like going down. And that's an interesting rabbit hole to get into. It's definitely not done being played out for sure. Like new shit is being talked about on the daily.
Oh, so that's it. The Polish government monitoring CD Projekt Red Cyberpunk 2077 progress. Um, the Office of uh, Comp- Competition and Consumer Protection, the
Oh, okay.
KIK, monitoring CD's Project Red's work on patches for the game. If they fail to deliver, they could be fined up to 10% of their income from 2020. That's what it is.
That's interesting.
So a whole 10% of CD Projekt Red's income.
It's a lot of money.
That's a fuck ton of money.
If they don't fix it by the time that they said that they would, is that the stipulation?
Like they're just from what the resource says, it says that they're just monitoring them.
Okay.
And so that division answers directly to the Prime Minister of Poland, and its main goal is to protect the interests of the consumers.
Right, okay.
And they are authorized to monitor, hold investigations, give fines, and even withdraw products from the market. And with CD Projekt Red being based in Warsaw, Poland, they fall under the Polish jurisdiction.
Seems to make sense.
So, yeah, so I think they're just in a lot of hot water because they're based in Poland. So they're like, you put out this crappy, product, and like, it essentially has us on the background.
Right. Yeah. I suppose so. I can see where that is coming from. Anyway, this cyberpunk news is
old news.
Yeah, and it's continuing, and it's gonna continue for the next fucking year and a half,
Yep. And then there's Pokemon Snap is coming out shortly, I believe.
Yeah, new Pokemon Snap. Isn't that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Is it not specific? Is it specifically called New Pokemon Snap though?
I believe it's just Pokemon Snap.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also Bowser's Fury coming out, and I believe those are the two big games for Nintendo this year.
Yeah, I think Bowser Fury is like an add-on to Odyssey, right?
Oh, it's Super Mario 3D World plus
Bowser's
Fury. That's what it is. I thought it was its own standalone game. I just wanted to get the facts straight.
Yeah, so it's like. Yeah, it's an expansion to the new. It's the new Mario 3D World that came out on Wii U is being re-released on the Switch with the Bowser's Fury expansion or DLC, right?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I love Mario from like Mario 1 and 2 and Super Nintendo, but after Super Nintendo I'm not a Nintendo fan really. Are you excited about that release? Are you going to get it?
I'm not going to get it. I'm not super excited about it. I was really excited about because they remastered Mario 64 and they also remastered Mario Sunshine. I think Mario Sunshine was one of my favorite Super Mario games.
Yeah, did you pick up that package that they released? That digital package that's only available till March 30th for whatever reason? Did you pick that up?
I did not pick it up yet. I'm still kind of debating it because like it looks like they literally it's pretty much bullshit. It looks like they just plop the game and just rewrite the code so it would be able to play on the Switch. It doesn't look like they updated anything about it. They did jack shit with it.
It's literally emulator.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They literally just got an emulator and just So
that's why they have to sue all the emulators that are out there because they want to use the emulators.
Yeah. So because of that, like I haven't picked it up, but like that and $64 for an emulated game.
It is three games though. It's those two plus another one.
Yeah. But like I only really want
Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine.
Is it Sunshine?
Yeah. Mario Sunshine 64 and
Sunshine
and Galaxy, I believe.
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy.
But
like out of all of them, like I just really cared about Mario Sunshine, and I'm not gonna pay $64 for all to get those. With I'm only to play.
Is that how much it is?
Yeah, it's like
64
60.
bucks
I believe it's 74.99. Last time I checked Canadian.
Canadian, so that would make it a $50 American. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And then a couple hours ago, there was a tweet out that there's going to be a big Resident Evil Village reveal this Thursday, and
Yeah,
will include a bunch of game details.
yeah, it's a Resident Evil event, right?
Yes.
They
So
didn't.
that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When they announced that shit, I don't think they ever said that it was a Resident Evil Village something or other. I think it's Resident Evil event or something, which specifically using the words and not putting the word 8 or village in that title of whatever it is that they're doing means that they could do more thing. It's a showcase.
Yep.
Uh, okay, well, hang on a second here. What I'm looking up here, everything says Resident Evil Village Showcase. But when I heard about it the yesterday or the day before, Capcom announces Resident Evil Showcase. So that could open the door for Resident Evil 4 remake. They could show more than just Village,
Just
which
Village.
is exciting. Which is exciting.
Yeah, because I know that you're not a huge horror game fan.
No, I hate horror games. Fuck horror games.
Yeah,
I
so I know
can
that,
I can do horror if there's more than just me in the room, but by myself, I don't think so, bro.
which I find hilarious because like you do really like horror movies,
Yeah, but
as
I don't
soon
have
as
to
a video
play the
game-
movie. I'm not controlling the character in the movie. I'm
True.
experiencing it in third. I'm experiencing it as a third or even fifth party. The game, I am that person running through that hallway. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
completely different. And then in VR, like fuck that shit. I played the kitchen demo in PSVR, which is it's a Resident Evil 7, and you're just sit in a fucking room with your hands cuffed, and you watch this other guy die in front of you, and then like you could hear the like monster around the corner like making these fucking weird ass noises, and then all of a sudden you hear it behind you, and I'm like, fuck this, and I just took off my headset and I turned it off. I was like, I'm done with this shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not looking
That's
behind
fucking-
me on
That
there.
is hilarious. Yeah, see, like I don't mind horror games, and like I wouldn't mind playing like a horror game on VR. That doesn't bother me. But when we played, what was it, Ace Combat on your VR, and
Mhm.
like I could not control the plane. I was just spinning, and then I had to take it off because like I got fucking motion sickness, and I don't get motion sickness, but like it was fucked up for me.
Bruh, when our mutual friend slash coworker Ben visited my place and we played some VR in Ace Combat 6, I was keeled over in my kitchen sink. I thought I was going to die. And then after, when I could finally not be keeled over the sink, thinking that my stomach was going to be coming through my fucking esophagus, I had to lay on my floor while Ben continued to play the game, and I couldn't move. Like, I was fucked for a good hour and a half. I was completely gone.
Oh yeah, that game fucked me up.
That game fucked me up big time.
Yeah. what other
Steam
game-
released a bunch of numbers for 2020, eh?
Oh, did they?
They released a bunch of stats based on 2020 data. According to Steam, they had 120 million active players, which is which breaks down to 62.6 million daily active players,
COVID year
which
of the
is
gamers.
crazy, and that's an average, I think.
Oh yeah.
Their peak concurrent players of 24.8 million, so the most that the
On a day.
the number of players are playing on Steam at the same time, to just under 25 million players at the same time. This is just not like, this isn't like consoles, right?
Yeah, this is just Steam.
Yeah, this is Steam, and that doesn't even include like Epic and
So does it break down like what games were the most played too?
no, but on average, there was 2.6 million new purchasers, people who bought games per month. There was 2.6 million new people buying games every month last year.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
so Steam did good
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, Steam
Or
did really
last
good.
year.
They did 21% more games purchased compared to the year before, and 50% more hours played compared to the year before.
Yeah, no,
It's a lot of time. I
it
mean, that's what
is.
a
And
pandemic does, right? Is
yep,
what else
because
are you gonna
like,
fucking do is play games.
yeah,
I probably
because
played more games this year than I did in 2019, and I'm working 50 hours a week.
oh yeah, but like, yeah, the pandemic definitely increased the amount of people playing games for
Oh
sure.
yeah, absolutely. Steam also released information on their VR stuff too, and I don't think that just includes the Valve Index or the HTC Vive. I think that also includes Oculus, but 104 million Steam VR sessions, 1.7 million first-time Steam VR users. Pretty
Damn.
impressive.
Yeah.
71% more money spent on VR games, and 30% more time spent.
Played. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, yeah. Steam has huge numbers this year.
yeah, bro. And they take 30% of everything on their store, minimum.
Oh yeah. Which is funny because you see those games that are like $1.99. It's like, yeah, we made 30 cents or 30% off of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what was my favorite game? My favorite game of all time? You asked, or just
Yeah, what is
20?
your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time. I'm trying to like, because it's actually between, I would say, I don't have just one single game. I say it's more so a franchise, like game franchise. And it's either the Fable
Okay.
series
Okay.
or it's Knights of the Old Republic or it's the Assassin's Creed.
Not Final Fantasy?
Final
Didn't
Fantasy
you
is Final Fantasy
didn't you
is
play
in
Final
there.
Fantasy 15 three times?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
And then two times
Yo,
before
how
that.
was the end of Jedi Fallen Order, by the way? What color did you choose for your lightsaber?
I had the orange lightsaber.
Oh, you did finish the game?
Um, I didn't finish the game. I'm like one planet away from finishing it, and then I kind of stopped playing.
Oh. I thought you finished way before that.
No,
Did
no,
they even
no.
have orange? Is
Yeah,
orange even a choice?
orange was the exclusive you got for the EA Origin.
Oh, oh, come on, that doesn't count. Yo, yeah, fuck you, bro. I was using that orange too.
Um,
Fucking one planet remaining. I think there was only like five. But
yeah,
anyway,
4 or 5. But yeah, no, I think like Final Fantasy is in like the top 5, but like the
hmm
number one, I'd probably say Fable. Fable is like I've played that game so many times,
yeah, like we said
and
last week, I don't know if actually if we said this is the problem with us talking in and out of. You can keep this in or not, I don't care. But this is the problem with us talking about this shit, both in on the podcast and in real life. Is I don't know what we talked about last week and what we talked about while we were playing a game. You know?
oh, absolutely. But yeah, so my favorite game of all time, Fable 2, specifically Fable 2.
That's a good choice. That's a
So
good
then,
choice.
what is your favorite game of all time?
Yeah, see, I'm inclined to say that it's a game that just came out within the last 5 years or 5 or so years. Like Rocket League would be my favorite sports game.
Yeah.
And then every year, like Assassin's Creed is probably my favorite franchise. And then every year, the newest Assassin's Creed is my favorite Assassin's Creed, with the exception of AC3. But so, but would we even have those games if it wasn't for The Legend of Zelda, which is
Ooh, that's a
one of
very
the most perfect games, right?
yep.
Legend of Zelda was my original favorite game of all time, and that is the most one of, in my opinion, the most influential games ever
Of all time.
created.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think I want to say that that's my favorite game, but I haven't played it in years, and I'll never play it. Like, I'm not gonna go and play a fucking game from 1986. Come on, I'll play a game from 2006, and even that is fucking pushing it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm
But
probably
but even like the history of just like of that series alone is phenomenal.
yeah, and it informed so many open world games.
Like
And that
how it,
open world games is my open world action adventure games is my cup of tea. That's my sweet
absolutely.
spot.
I agree with that.
Man, you know why if you had to guess, and I'm not even sure if you know this offhand, do you know when Nintendo started? Like the company Nintendo. Do you know when they were created? Because they've been around for a little while, eh?
Um I would think in the like 1970s I would
That would be a fair guess because I think Mario came out in 84, Donkey Kong
yeah.
came out in like 81. No, they're from 1890.
Oh damn.
Yeah, man. They were like they were a toy company. They were
Toy
making like
company,
cards
yeah.
and shit back in the 1800s.
That is very true.
It's an old company, bruh.
It's a very old company.
All right, so I guess that's going to be the end of this episode. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you made it this far, what you should do is hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and maybe think about hitting that bell to let you know every time we upload, which will probably be every week on probably Wednesday, but it could be before then if Paul gets off his ass and edits the video properly. Just kidding. Um, Also, leave us a comment. I want to know what you liked and what you didn't like. Honestly, I want to know what
What we can improve on.
specifically what you, I don't care what you liked about it. I want to know what the fuck we did wrong. I want to know if what you think. Just let me know. If you don't, let me know. That's fine. We're going to continue doing it the way that we're doing it. But if you do, maybe you can help shape the show and let us know what happens in the future. But until then, I've been Roma Therapy. That's Jaws Legacy. Have a good night.